It was Trump himself who said that he would release the files, but then he changed his tune the second he won. In fact, we had to go around Republican leadership. And this committee, we had to go around this committee in Congress just to get a vote on a bill that he reluctantly signed into law. Now, none of that is a surprise, because according to our president, Epstein was, quote, a terrific guy and a lot of fun to be around. Trump said it was because Epstein liked women on the younger side. I mean, and Jeffrey Epstein loved him back. I was Donald Trump's closest friend. That's what he said. He let his closest friend fly on his private jet at least 8 times that we know of. We also know the spa in Mar-a-Lago sent teenage girls to Epstein's mansion for house calls. And we know, because Donald Trump confessed to us, that Epstein stole a 16-year-old girl from Mar-a-Lago and then trafficked her to a succession of perverted, disgusting old men who sexually abused her. Epstein wrote in an email, and I quote, "Trump knew of it and came to my house many times during that period," end of quote. Wow. I mean, let that sink in. And it wasn't just Donald Trump. His Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, went to Epstein's Rape Island. His former top advisor, Elon Musk, tried to go to Rape Island. And his top confidant, Steve Bannon, planned to go to the Rape Island. And when Jeffrey Epstein died in jail under what most Americans think were mysterious circumstances, guess who was president? Donald Trump. And of course, let's not forget about Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's accomplice, who Trump moved from a maximum security cell to a country club prison where she gets to take yoga classes and relax outside all day. I mean, for the record, she's serving 20 years for helping Epstein molest and rape children. Trump said in an interview about Maxwell, quote, "I wish her well. I wish her well." So I get it. This administration is collapsing under the weight of their ever-expanding ties to a global child rape ring, and rather than do the right thing, Republicans are trying to change the subject. But please, please do not insult America's intelligence by trying to make this conversation about the Clintons. First of all, the Clintons have publicly called for the government to release all the Epstein files, unlike Donald Trump, who said he would release them all, but then he backtracked. There's millions more documents that have still not been released. And if the logic here is that anyone with ties to Epstein should answer questions about what they knew, I'm all for it. The Clintons want to cooperate. They sent written declarations of what they knew, and they were negotiating to testify under oath. When will President Trump testify? His name appears 5,361 times in the documents released so far. 5,361 times. Democrats want answers from everyone, including and up to the current president of the United States. And that seems to be the biggest difference between you guys and us. We weren't afraid of where these files lead. You are. And if you're afraid of where the files lead, you're not standing with the survivors. You're defending the pedophiles. And why is this White House still covering up the truth? Why aren't Republicans demanding answers from Pam Bondi about the client list? She said it was on her desk. Remember that? And why has the administration not yet released all the draft indictments or the FBI's victim and witness statements, which criminally implicate specific individuals? Why isn't Chairman Comer demanding answers from FBI Director Kash Patel, who said under oath that, quote, "there is no credible information that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked minors," end quote? Why aren't they subpoenaing Mar-a-Lago, Trump's, documents which appear directly linked to Epstein's trafficking ring? And why, after over a year of broken promises, and after a federal law required that all files be posted a month ago, why are we still waiting? If they have nothing to hide, if everything is on the up and up, why is this administration acting guilty? Why are they exposing the names of victims, which they are specifically not allowed to do so, instead of the names of the men who raped and abused them? Here's what their attorney said in response to the latest release, and I quote, "There is no conceivable degree of institutional incompetence sufficient to explain the scale, consistency, and persistence of the failures that occurred. Madam Chair, we should listen to the victims. And here's what the victims say, and I quote, "Once again, survivors are having their names and identifying information exposed, while the men who abused us remained hidden and protected." The victims go on to say, and I quote, "The public still does not have the full truth about who enabled Epstein, who participated in his exploitation, and who has been shielded for years. It is time to demand transparency and accountability from anyone who was involved in or has knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, no matter their political party, up to and including the current president of the United States, who is in these files up to his eyeballs."